not here to give in to despair, but we are here to declare another way, a more excellent way, a way rooted in God's radical love, justice, liberation, inclusion, and peace for all humanity.
Stephen Thurston, pastor of New Covenant Baptist Church, STEPHENTHURSTON. Dear Black Chicago, we need to have a very quick family meeting about what we're really asking for when you invite Trump's military into our streets. I need you to listen carefully. The National Guard carries M4 semi-automatic rifles, not handcuffs. They're not trained to neutralize, they're trained to neutralize enemy combatants, not de-escalate domestic disputes. They cannot take witness statements, cannot process crime scenes, cannot build cases to prosecute. They are war machinery, designed to occupy hostile territory, not serve and protect our communities. What they can do is what they've always done to black communities: occupy, intimidate, and disappear people. Some of you are cheering for federal troops in our neighborhoods because you're tired. You're tired of violence, you're tired of feeling unsafe, tired of watching our children duck bullets, and I understand the exhaustion. But while you want drug dealers arrested, remember that soldiers don't make arrests, they make casualties.
Yes,
While
yes.
you want murderers prosecuted, remember the military personnel cannot perform police functions under Posse Comitatus Act. While we want safe communities, remember every authoritarian regime in history sold this same fiction. We'll send the military in to clean things up in that mess. Pinochet promised to restore order to Chile, 30,000 people vanished. Duterte promised to end drugs in the Philippines. Thousands were executed in the streets without a trial. Assad promised to crush terrorism in Syria. 500,000 civilians dead. Armed occupying forces create war zones, not safe neighborhoods. Ernest Hemingway once said, bankruptcy happens gradually, then suddenly. That's exactly how democracy dies. First gradually, then suddenly. First temporary military presence in dangerous neighborhoods, then expanded surveillance, then martial law becomes normalized. Chicago has reduced murders 30%, robberies 35%, shootings 40%, not through military occupation, but with community investment, targeted intervention, and strategic policing. I find it interesting that the same administration that was to send troops to combat crime is also the same administration that came back $158 million in violence prevention funding for Illinois and $800 million nationwide. Black Chicago, hear me, when you invite an occupying army into our neighborhoods to solve problems they cannot legally, constitutionally, or practically solve, you're not choosing safety, you're choosing complicity in your own oppression. You're trading the possibility of justice for the certainty of oppression. Don't let desperation make democracy's grave digger. Choose wisely, because when you invite Pharaoh's army to occupy your neighborhood, getting them to leave will be the fight of your life.
Mitchell, Reverend Marshall Hash, Sierra, Chamberlain, and Sedlin.
We stand now on the anniversary of the March on Washington, which occurred August 28, 1963. At that march, Dr. King talked about the fierce urgency of now. Surrounded by people who went to Washington because they were poor. They were locked out on resources, abandoned by the systems that oppress them. And so Dr. King said, we can't wait. We cannot have a gradual response to the pain that the people are suffering. And he reminded us that there is this moment called the fierce urgency of now. We have to do something. We are watching this administration silence our news outlets, PBS and others, cutting them off, giving us fake news throughout social media, telling us things that are not true, taking control of our historic landmarks, trying to close our institutions. It's an urgent moment now.
Yeah.
We cannot be silent. We cannot sit by and watch our children not be able to have breakfast and lunch in school because their parents can't afford to provide it. We cannot stand idly by with the number of homeless rising in the streets of Chicago with no place to go, no food to eat, no job to provide. We cannot and will not, at this moment in history, it's on our watch. Dr. King talked about the fierce urgency of now a year before he was assassinated at the Riverside Church. When he talked about it was time to end the war in Vietnam. Well, it's time to end the war in Ukraine. It's time to end the war in Haiti. It's time to end the war in China. We must stand for justice and peace wherever it is. And look around at this group of faith leaders. We are a cross-section by age, by gender, by race, and culture. We're standing together because we will not have an authoritarian regime telling us when we can go in and out of our neighborhoods. We will not be occupied by anyone sending troops from the federal government. We are not in a military state. We will not be in a military state. We are called by God to stand on God's word. And God said he would never leave us or forsake us. We are not afraid today. So I tell you, those of you who are calling for help from the National Guard, why don't you call on God? Let us remember, God has brought us through slavery. God has brought us through Jim Crow. God has brought us through all sorts of things that no man could have done. So I'm not afraid. And I heard those of you who are begging for help. Why don't you keep the money? Why don't you close the ledger? Why don't you stand for justice instead of tyranny? And that's why we're here today. Will you stand with us?
Good morning. My name is Gregory Mitchell, Gregory Abdullah Mitchell. I'm an executive director of the Council of Islamic Organizations. Once again, Gregory, G-R-E-G-O-R-Y, Mitchell, M-I-T-C-H-E-L-L. The Council of Islamic Organizations and the Federation of Muslim Organizations throughout the greater Chicagoland area. You know, here I stand here as a black man, and I stand as a Muslim. And I'm speaking to each and every one of you. This is not about protecting Chicago from violence. What this is really about is supporting an industry that is really the industry now in America. What is that? The incarceration of people of color. This is what this is all about. When you look at the budget that has been appropriated, it has doubled in the beautiful, magnificent bill. I know I'm brutalizing it because it doesn't deserve our attention. But the reality is they doubled the amount of money to $46 billion to build places to detain people.
Yes.
All right? And if any group of people know about being unjustly detained, it is the group of people that have been assembled right here today. So we are asking all people. It's not just about the blacks in Chicago.
It's everybody.
It's about the people in Chicago. It's about all people of color who are going to be victimized by this plan. So Chicago, let us all stand together and resist. You have been given plenty of reasons why by the speakers before us, but let us not give in at this moment. Thank you.